Hi guys, I'm Kaz. I own Liquid Faith Coaching Services and I help clients to be their best version. This is part 2 of yesterday's video on Are You a Lightworker, Starseed, Indigo, Wanderer. I'm also going to be discussing the Schumann resonance as well and how that relates to the awakening of the collective and why it may account for why time sort of seems to be speeding up a little bit lately. So first, yesterday I covered what the main kind of 5 characteristics of light workers, in that they've got they kind of be standing in violence with animals, and they're very much felt like alone as grown up, very much like they were from the stars. And this, I've got another 15 characteristics. So the general rule is if you've got most of these, possibly a light worker. How I knew is that I literally had goosebumps everywhere when I first watched these sort of videos. They resonated on such a level that my whole body was just goosebumpy. That's how you can tell generally. And if you get an awkward feeling when you're watching anything, it's probably because it's not resonating for you. So these 15 characteristics are taken from the Higher Self YouTube video, 31 signs that you're an earth angel and what to do about it. So number 1, that you love to help people. Service to others orientated, so there's an overwhelming desire and love and need to kind of help other people. Number 2, you're a strong support network. You're the go-to person for a lot of people in your life. Like everyone will sort of come in, offload their stuff on you. Number 3, it's very rare that you ask for help, and asking for help can seem really uncomfortable and awkward for light workers. Because they're service to others orientated, it's their frame of reference often to help other people, and so that they can find it very unnatural to ask others for help. Number 4, can quite often feel insecure in a lot of relationships. This is often as well because you can pick up on how people are feeling and when they're pulling away and when there's something wrong. And then as a light worker, you sort of overly seek reassurance from people that they're okay, and then fail to understand why that doesn't work out so well for us. 5, always looking for the silver lining in situations and always trying to find the good in people. Like always trying to look for that thing, a good part of every sort of thing that you come across. Number 6, strangers tell you their life story all the time, and then often say, don't know why I just told you that. 7, light workers are often very gifted in writing, in music, in art, in healing. Number 8, really good at helping others, but have got difficulty helping ourselves and maintaining our own positive lives. We're very good at being able to kind of sort others shit out for them, but not that awesome at being able to sort our own shit out for ourselves. Number 9, we've got issues with boundaries, we've got issues with responsibilities, and issues with managing time and money. Number 10, tend to say sorry a lot. Number 11, not a massive fan of kind of crowded places, especially if the crowds are not all friendly. Number 12, can read energy changes, so like you can pick up when the room's not, when people in the room are arguing, or you can tell the energy differences. 13, you've got like everybody, you want everyone to win. You're not all for you. You don't want to keep everything for yourself. You're more, let's share it with the group. Let's make sure everyone can kind of have a piece of the pie. 14, can't tolerate emotions like hatred and very not good with violence. 15, drawn to stuff like crystals, metaphysics, esoteric things, all kind of tarot stuff, meditation, very interested in random pursuits like that. There's another 30 signs as well on on that website if you want to go and have a look for yourself. But if the majority of those are resonating, then there is a good likelihood you may be here for the shift, to help with the ascension process and to help raise the collective consciousness. And so we spoke about yesterday why lightworkers have come here. And they've come here because they've got certain traits like those, which, because they are service to others oriented, help other people to feel better or heal, or if you're writing music, people are getting something from that. Because you're able to act as that sort of catalyst for people, even if they're just offloading your problems and you're just that person that's just really cool to talk to, by them offloading their problems onto you, or not offloading it onto you, but by them coming to you, they're raising their vibration because they're raising their emotional set point. And that is all that we're supposed to kind of do, is just do the best that we can every day to help, to be kind, to be compassionate, to try and lift the vibration. If you can help someone go from feeling like crap to feeling even a shade better than crap, you've raised their vibration. They've raised their vibration. Then they're going to go off and that's going to have an effect on the people that they're coming into contact with too. We are all connected. And whether you believe that this shift is happening or not, it fucking is. So this is where the Schumann resonance comes in as well. And again, people, I didn't even know what the Schumann resonance was until very recently. The Schumann resonance is pretty much, from my layman's understanding of it, is the electromagnetic heartbeat of the planet. It gives out a pulse in a sense, and that pulse has been at a certain rate for thousands of years. It's been at 7.8 something hertz, which is cycles per second, for thousands of years. That started changing since the collective consciousness of humanity started increasing, or at the same time, they both kind of affect and are affected by each other. The Schumann resonance has increased. The heartbeat of the planet has more than 5 times peaked its hertz its cycles per second. What this is a thought to me is that we are raising our consciousness. We are lifting ourselves from where we have been forever, 7 point whatever, which is, I think it's an alpha state. It all relates to brainwave states in humans too. You know, like when I say, if you meditate or you in a relaxed place, you're more susceptible to suggestion. That's because when you're more relaxed, your brain is a different brainwave frequency state than if you're kind of excited, and that is optimum to get suggestions in. So brainwave states as well are correlating with the Schumann resonance, and as one changes, the other is changing. And the mad part of that is my awakening happened a weekend in March. It was the end of March, never forget it. And after I'd awoke and started doing some research, because once your whole world collapses around you and everything you thought to be true and good is just destroyed, you kind of want to know what's really fucking going on in the world. So once I'd started researching it, I'd looked at the time that I had woke up, and it correlated to some sort of mass meditation that they'd been holding. And at the same time as they were holding that mass meditation, the Schumann resonance had like spiked to over 90 or something. And that was the exact same weekend. There is a connection between us, between each other, and between the planet that we live on. And until we stop thinking that everything's separate, stop acting like it's us against the world, the better. Because the more we help each other, the more we help ourselves. There's no separate. There's no separate. The collective consciousness is everybody's melded consciousness. You increase one person's consciousness, or you increase your own consciousness, it spreads like it's got that knock-on domino effect. And that's how the cabal are going to be defeated, or have been defeated, because the people waking up have had such a knock-on effect on everybody else around them the collective consciousness was. Anyway, the time thing, I'll get into that in a minute. So good people to look for the Schumann resonance stuff is Dr. Joe Dispenza's blog. I'll post in the description box. And also how to exit the Matrix website and prepare for change. It was Derek Knoss, that's not how you pronounce his name, and he has pointed out that there's only a Russian site that are monitoring and posting to the public the Schumann resonance. Bearing in mind NASA are using the Schumann resonance as some sort of calculation of some clever physics stuff. It's a thing. They know this, but we're not made aware of it. We're not made aware of it to keep us stupid, to keep us asleep, and to stop us realising that we're connected to the world and the earth and everything's connected. And as soon as we stop killing each other and hating each other and stabbing each other, and we start coming from a place of love and a place of, by helping others, we're helping ourselves and the planet, then the better. So have a check out of that and do your own research for sure, because this is random stuff, but it correlates, and it's the science behind the correlation between the brainwave states and the Schumann resonance is there. Also, Destroying the Illusion guy, Jason, he has done a really good Schumann resonance video, which I'll post in the description box. So why might time be speeding up, and how might this have anything to do with the Schumann resonance? There's a part I literally came across yesterday, right at the end of this book. I think it's 450 odd. Yeah, oh there, just told me to the right page. It's the odds of that. 457 is the page you're wanting in Dolores Cannon's 3 Ways of Volunteers book. That is bizarre. Right, okay, so what this is saying, I'll just read it out actually. From an email sent to me from an unknown source. This is because she's obviously been discussing with clients that time seems to be speeding up, and a lot of my clients have noticed this as well. Some other people that you may work with, live with, might not have a clue what you're talking about when you're like, time speeding up. You're like, yeah, of course it is, crazy person. But a lot of more sensitive people are kind of picking up on the time weirdness. So this is an email sent to Dolores Cannon from an unknown source. Time is actually speeding up or collapsing. That's because of timelines. I'll get into that in another video. For thousands of years, the Schumann resonance or pulse, which is the heartbeat of the earth, has been at 7.83 cycles per second. The military have used this as a very reliable reference. However, since the 80s, this has been slowly rising and is now over 12 cycles per second. This book was about 10 years ago. This means that there is the equivalent of less than 16 hours per day instead of 24 hours. So one of the indications that frequency and vibration is occurring is the speeding up and shortening of time. Boom! Sorry, we've been trying to find the possible answer to this for ages. I came across it yesterday. So yeah, I've been blabbing on for 13 minutes now, so I'm going to go. If you do have any questions on lightworker traits, on what to do if you think you are a lightworker, or on the Schumann resonance, or on the awakening, post below and I will answer the comments. And I'm going to do more videos on the Cabal, on the Matrix, on our DNA as well. That's going to be a fun one. So yeah, subscribe and like if you haven't already, please, because I'm having a beg for subs at the minute, which is awesome. And have a mint day, and love everybody, and try and do a good deed. Take care. Thank you. Bye.